Welcome to the next session of our course, Selenium Java from basic to advanced. And we have been talking about the core Java concept. In our last lecture, we discussed about the primitive data types. And in this lecture, we are going to just focus on one of the non-primitive data type, which is the string data type. If you remember in our last lecture, while we were talking about the string type, I also told you that there are many different methods pops up once you hit the dot, and you see that it just brings you up many different methods for you over here. So these methods are coming up over here because they are built in such a way. So the string type, as I told you, you can just go to the declaration. So if I just right click over here, and if I just go to open declaration in the IDE, this is going to go directly to the source code of the string class file. So you see that it says the string.class. So this is it's a 010, which means it's a binary file. You remember the one that we have got a binary file, you remembered on the first program.class in our last lecture while we were discussing about. Similarly, the string is a reference type, and you can actually see its reference from the string.class, like a compiled version of the code coming up. But you can't do the exact same thing with an integer type. So let's say if I say int a is equal to 2000 or whatever, if you just go right click, and if I just go to the open declaration, you can't really go there at all. So even if I try doing it multiple different times, it doesn't work out that way because it's a reserved keyword, and it is created by Java team, and it is also something you can't modify, or you can't add any method to it, or you can't extend this particular type. Whereas the class type, even though it is created by Java team, you can extend this class by your own because it implements quite a lot of things. I mean, don't worry about these things over here. And you can also notice that this string type has got quite a lot of different methods over here. And you see that this outline over here gives me the different types of method which is written inside this particular method. So you see that these are the string type over here, and it also has a string which also has got a string constructor, and it also takes a value over here. So there is two ways of you declaring a string. I mean, I will go into that later on, but you can do that as well. And you can also see that you can create certain methods. You can use certain methods from the string type, like case insensitive, and then get characters, like that, and then starts with, and then ends with, and then there is a compare to, ignore case, index of, last index of, lowercase, uppercase, something like that. I'll tell you what about these methods are in a moment. So let's say if I want to capitalize all these values which is there in the string name. So the way I can do it is just go here, name, and then you can just say to, and there is this method called as uppercase. You see that? That is so cool, right? Like if you just do like dot, and then if you just type to uppercase, it is just gonna make all the text of the execute automation as uppercase, something like this. You will be using this quite a lot in your testing, and I promise you this to uppercase, to lowercase, ignore case, these are something that you will be using quite a lot. And this is something which is going to help your life, which is going to make your life much easier, because these are inbuilt methods available in the string types, and it is going to be very, very helpful for you. And also there is something called as equals in string, which I think one of my most favorite method, because you can use, you won't miss this method. I'm telling you, equals and equals ignore case, you are gonna use this a lot of time while you use this Selenium Java. By the time while we get there, you will see that we'll be using this method quite a lot. So this is one of the important method. And similarly, you can also use the toLowerCase method. If you remember, we had the uppercase before, and now I'm just going to say toLowerCase. It's going to make all the character of the string as lowercase. And then there is also a method called as startsWith method. So this method it will be helpful for you to just verify if the text that you have got starts with this value. So for instance, I'm going to say if it starts with execute, something like that. And now if I try to run this code, it's going to give me true over there. And if I just change the E to small letter, and if I try to run this, it is going to give me a false there. Even though it is execute, right? This both are execute, starts with execute. Why is this not really working? The reason why this is not working is because the E should always be capital letter. So it should be like an exact match that you wanted to do. And you wanted to see if it is starting with this particular value. So only if I say this, it is going to work. But there is also one more parameter, like an overloaded method for this same method available, called as string prefix comma int to offset. Well, I say overloaded method, which means in Java you can also create same method name but with different parameters, or otherwise called as signatures, so that you can have same method name as much as possible, but you just have to change the signature or the parameter types or the different parameter value or the different parameters count inside that particular method. So we'll talk about that once we get to the method overloadings and stuff, but at least for now you see that this is how we actually do things over here. And you got the idea of how we pass the starts with method. Similarly, there is something called as ends with method as well. So you can just say ends with like that. And if I just say ends with limited, something like this, which means this is going to return as true because it's always ending with limited over there. So it just works fine. And there is one more method which is very, very handy, which is going to be what is called as concatenate method. So you can also do something like concatenation. And with this concatenation, you can concatenate two values together. So let's say I'm going to say the name, or maybe this is the company name. And I'm going to say string as the owner is equal to Karthik. And if I want to concatenate the value like company name and the owner name, then I just have to do this. I just have to put the company name over here and then concatenate with the owner name like that. If I run this code, you will see that we are going to get executeautomation limited and then Karthik over here. So this is also printing this value for me over here because we could able to concatenate those value. And similarly, we can also split the value. I mean, you will be using that method quite a lot as well. So if I want to split a value, you can do that. So if I'm just going to say system.out.print ln, so there is another method which is like in the next line that you wanted to print it, you can use something like ln. And over here, I'm going to say the company name dot split. So I wanted to split the name based on its space. So if I want to split the value, I can now split the value over here. So if I try to run this code, you will see that I'm going to get something else. Let me comment this line of code over here. So if I try to run this code, you will notice that I'm getting some different kind of output this time. So if I try to split the company name with spaces, I'm actually getting, what is this one? Well, this is basically telling me that it is an object being returned from the compiler itself. So it's not really returning me the value, but it is returning me a compiler object, which is not what I'm looking for. So if I want to know what this value is, basically, so because what you have did right now is that you have splitted execute automation and the limited with a space. So you are trying to do what you're expecting is you want to expect the splitted value will be like execute automation and then the limited. So what happens is every time while you try to split the value, do you see that the output of this particular split method or the return type of the split method is basically a string array. So this is basically how it works in Java. So you can see that if you use a split method, it becomes an array type, like a string array type. We have not spoken about the arrays yet, and that's the reason why I don't really wanted to show you. But let's say I wanted to show you now, you can get a bit of an idea, because even though array is a non-primitive type as well, you will notice that if I try to split the value, it becomes an array, which means I can now put a dot, or maybe I can just say an square bracket like that. And if I put 0, which means it is going to get the 0th index from the array. I know it's a bit of a confusion right now, just don't worry about it. But I just wanted to show you that there is a method called a split in Java for a string type. So now if I try to run this code, you see that I am printing the execute automation. So basically this guy is splitted into two values, and it is being stored into an array with the first value stored in the 0th index as execute automation, and the first index is storing the limited. So if you don't believe me, if I just try to put 1 here, this time it is going to print me limited. So what is there in 2, Karthik? So if I just wanted to see that, then I'm going to get an exception, because there is no such value in there. So it's just a index 2 out of bound for length 2, because you don't really have anything in that particular array. That's why you get an exception there. So that's how you get this particular output. And last couple of things which I wanted to show you on the string type, apart from the split, is let's say if I wanted to replace the value limited to private limited. So how do I actually do that? Well, the way I'm actually going to do that is I'm just going to say string replaced value is equal to, I'm going to say company name, and just do control space to get the full value, and then hit dot, and then you can just say replace. You see that there is a replace coming up. So over here, I'm just going to say replace the limited with what that you're looking for, which is going to be a private limited, something like that. So if I do this one, now the replaced value will have execute automation private limited, and now you can print the value as well. And the way you do it in Java, you already know that, which is system.out.println, and then you just say replaced value, something like this. So the reason why I use println is because it's going to print the second value, the second line, I mean second output, the second line of the console. So if I just run that, sorry, let me just make this to 1. You see that execute automation private limited. So it has now replaced the LTD or limited to a private limited. So that's what the replace method is going to do that for us. And the last one which I was telling you to show you is going to be the length, which is going to be most of the time that you will be using in Java as well. So if I want to get the length of this particular company name after I replace it, so I can print that value as well. So I can just say system.out.println, and I want to get the length of the replaced value. So I'm going to say replaced value dot, and there is a method called as length, which is going to give me the length of this particular text that I have got. And if I run this code, you will see that the length is 25, which is cool. Now you may also notice that, Karthik, how do I actually differentiate between these outputs, because it is so confusing? Well, you can now use one more concept of string, which is the string concatenation. So I can just put a string in the output over here, like double quotes, and hit a plus there. So this is like string concatenation. So you can also do concatenate not only just by using this concatenate method, but you can also use a plus sign to do the concatenation of two string, something like this. So in this case, the string is going to be limited, which you know, which is this one, right? You can concatenate this with another string. And the string over here is that I'm going to say a result for string split. If I'm just going to save this, and now if I try to run this, you see, I'm going to get this value, the string, which I have typed over here, and I'm concatenating it like plus like how I did over here, like company name plus concatenate owner name. That's exactly what I'm trying to do. But this time I'm concatenating with a limited value, which is coming up from the split that I have used, right? And then if I want to print this value, output it with a concatenation, I'm going to say result of string replace, and I'm going to say length result of string with length, and then put a plus. There we go. So hopefully you got the idea. Now if I try to run this, you're going to get all the result of string with replace, string with split, and the result of string with the length, something like that. So this is even more readable comparing to what we had before. And this is how you actually do the string concatenation. And this is how you work with a non-primitive type string in Java. And this is one of the mostly used type that I'm telling you. This is what you'll be using most of the time in Java. So make sure that you have gone through all these methods as much as possible. I might not have covered every single method of the string. Now you have the time and opportunity to play around yourself to see if there is any other fancy method that you have to try out yourself. Just go ahead and try it out so that you will get to know some more details about it. Once again, thank you so much for watching this video. Catch you in the next one where we are going to be talking about arrays.